Because this was missing in our society. It's that fatherhood. And here's the thing, when that fatherhood isn't there, you have mothers that didn't value it enough to go seek it out elsewhere, and then you got boys that never learned the value of it, so they didn't seek a mentor. Guys got to shop for a mentor. That's why I say a woman's problems is her man's problems. A man's problems is his own problems. And I'm not to say that men are supposed to deal with their problems on their own. What I'm saying is it's your responsibility to take your ass and go find another experienced, wise man that can assist you and guide you with those issues.
Yeah.
Go get up under his wing.
And the right kind of mentor too. That's the thing. The right kind of mentor, because a lot, especially in this digital age, where a lot of the guys on YouTube and some of these people out there, you got to be able to learn how to vet some of these people too as well. Because just like we were saying, there are people who will lead you down astray. For a young man, right? They'll tell you these ideologies and this stuff based off of either no experience, zero experience, all these kind of things that they haven't really experienced in their lives, but they want to put that on you. And you want to understand that discernment is good. I think that's one thing that every young man should learn. Seek a mentor, but you also got to know what kind of message vibes well with you.
For women, don't have any expectations. The best advice that I ever got from a guy is don't expect. And even I struggle to this day because we're human nature, and as women, we're emotional creatures. So like, you shouldn't expect, but there's still that expectation there. So just go into the relationship knowing not to expect anything, and you will protect yourself from like getting hurt and other things. Just like the other female that was on the panel said, well, I didn't know. Well, you don't need to know. You need to go into it knowing that he is possibly seeing other people. It's honestly silly of you to think that he's not talking to other people. I mean, unless you're just completely naive. Unless he's telling you, hey, I want to date you exclusively, until he says that, then you need to know that you're not.
Yeah.
So,
but you can get that though. It's not. You can get that though. It's not unrealistic. See, listen, it's unrealistic for women to expect things without being willing to work for them, earn them. That part's not unrealistic. If a guy dealing with 2 or 3 chicks at the same time, it's not unrealistic to think that you can single him out to yourself. But you have to understand that ain't just going to be given to you. Women just come in there with this entitlement. I should have this because this is what I want. He should treat me like this because this is how I feel I should be treated. It's like, whoa. Where else does that work in life? Where do you go to the mall and say, I should have that because I want that? No, there's a price tag on it. You going to pay for that? You going to finance it? What's going on? You put on layaway? So it's the same thing with what you want from a man. Men, we already know that going in. We already know going in that we're going to have to do something to get something, right? We know that. Or we would have had to already have done something to be someone to get that. You get what I'm saying? So women can have all the shit they want. Feminism be preaching, it's not even that feminism tells you something that's impossible. They tell you that this is what you're entitled to, and this is what you should expect without doing shit to put yourself in that position. Can a woman have a career, a husband, a family, all that? Hell yeah. But it's going to take a hell of a lot of
and I've seen a lot of those career women too. I've seen a lot of those women that have had it all. Right. Yeah, but it's mental.
Right. But it requires a man. It requires a man that's going to be on the same page with you and plan that together. So we're going to focus on this until this point. This is when we're going to get married. This is when we're going to have the kids. This is when you're going to go back to work. This is when I'm going to work less so I can help you out with the kids because now you want to pursue your career. A woman dominating her career choice is not contingent on age unless it's in the sex and duty industry or whatever. Most professions that women want to do are not contingent on their youth and their looks. But you know what is? Marriage and children rearing. So women putting shit in the wrong order. That's the biggest thing that these modern women are doing, is putting shit in the wrong fucking chronological order. That makes my fucking head want to explode. What the fuck makes you think that some dude is going to wait around to your mid-30s to start a family? Are you going to wait around for him to fucking become stable? Men should not be thinking about relationships and marriage and all of that until they've gotten themselves situated. Women need to put that first. I'm sorry. Men and women are different. Men need to play later. Men need to date and play and relationship and all that shit later. Build you first. Build you first as a man and do all that later. Women need to put the relationship first. and all that other personal achievement shit later. I'm sorry. That's just the way nature works. And if you really think that quality men are waiting around for you to find yourself and build your career and become successful and get your degrees, you are doing yourself a disjustice, because men have time on our side. We can make a hell of a lot of mistakes and put our life back together. These motherfuckers that did 10 years in prison came home and became millionaires and got married and had kids and lived a wonderful life. Women, it don't work that way for you. You got to get it right the first time. So women need to put things in the right order if you want to be happy. Because when you fuck around thinking that you could do it in that order and listening to these other dumb women that are lonely as hell in their 40s, guess where you gonna be? With them cats. Lonely as hell in your 40s, resentful. And you know who's gonna be with the nigga you want? Some chick that's 23, 6 months pregnant. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm keeping it real. So I, at the age that I am, I've already seen so many of my female counterparts go that route. And now we're coming up on 40, and I'm looking at them like, you fucked up.
I have to disagree with you. Right? I have to disagree with you on that. The value of stock on cat food does not disagree with me.
Okay, hold your thoughts here. I want to get Crystal's point, and then you can go in and chime in. Okay, Crystal, go ahead and admit yourself.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yes, and the best advice that I have for any young individual watching, in terms of relationship or anything in life, I think the best outcome that you're going to receive is when you have self-respect for yourself. When you respect yourself, you set boundaries. You just won't allow certain people to do certain things for you. Are people's words and their actions lining up? Sometimes you just have to be the person to tell yourself the truth. Hey, this person is not interested in me. Let me move on. Or maybe they are interested in me. Let me see how it goes. Or, it's life. You have to figure it out. The best thing that you could do is be honest with yourself, make the best decision for yourself, and always value yourself, value your respect. Women, you are the prize. However, don't be too entitled, thinking that you're too good for anybody. You're going to shut everybody down because you don't want to end up lonely. And men, you are the prize as well. Women are not the only prize.
I would say men are the catch, women are the prize. I would break that down in that way.
Right. You got it, brother. You got
yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, put on because women are the prize for the work that you put in. Women are the prize. Listen, let me tell you something. The more successful that you are, is the more beautiful and young and valuable of a wife that you are entitled to have. But likewise, with a woman, she is at her highest value when she's in that peak age. So that's when you got to do what the brother said, which is make that catch. You got to make that catch then, because this is what you have to understand. This is another thing that women get all fucked up. When women sit here and compare older women to younger women, and no, that's not true, that younger women are more valuable than older women. It's like, listen, this isn't about you and other women. This is about you and you. This is about 35-year-old you versus 25-year-old you. It's not about the other women. It's about you. It's you compared to you. It's like 25-year-old guy versus 45-year-old guy ain't the same value. He's more valuable at 45 than he was at 25, and he gets that, accepts that, understands that. Women are fighting with this. They are deluding themselves, believing what is going to make them feel better temporarily. The reality is that 25-year-old you is more valuable than 35-year-old you as a woman, period. That's it. Nobody can dispute that. There's no dude out there that's like, oh, thank God I didn't marry her at 25 because she sure is more valuable now at 35. Really? Because he's marrying you for the long haul. He's marrying you to hold on to you. So what nigga buy a car 10 years old and then hold on to it? If you want to buy a car to keep, you better buy that motherfucker brand new or with one previous owner. You don't wait till the car 10 years old and say, let me pay full price for that car. Now that car is 10 years old, I'm going to give you MSRP on that. Because it's worth more now with all them miles.
I would tell you right now, ain't nobody. Well, yeah, you had a rebuttal. You had a rebuttal. Let's hear it.
But there isn't one though.
Hold on the flip script. I'm 35. So. Okay.
And 25 more you. 25 older you was more valuable.
The 35-year-old me looks way better than the 25-year-old me. And two, Miles doesn't have anything to do with it. in terms of
the wrong person
how much.
Because I remember you from 5-6 years ago. You're telling the wrong person that lied. Now.
And I'm not lying. I have more value now than I do when I was at 25.
Okay. What is that? What? Don't you don't have to sit there and list your values, but why do you feel that way?
Yeah, I feel that way because as a 25-year-old woman, I'm thinking. I'm not really looking for a relationship. I don't even know myself. So you're talking about, someone that's 25 as a woman needs to be trying to settle down. No, I don't know who I am. I'm still learning myself. You understand?
I'm about to tell you a secret. Go ahead.
In terms of when you're 20-something years old, you're just graduating from college. Really. 21, 22, right?
I'm going to tell you a
average
secret.
Age. So, you do have a prime. I do believe that a woman has a certain, I think all women can agree to that extent. Your prime is usually your late 20s, early 30s. I know because I've experienced it. So do I have a time ticking clock? In terms of kids, yes. But I feel more youthful. I'm more experienced in terms of like what foods I eat. I'm healthier than I've ever been than when I was 25. In terms of, where I am financially, way better now, versus 22-year-old me just, graduating from college. So I do believe you could bring a lot of value to the table. And there's some men that might disagree, and there's some men that could very well, agree that they rather have a woman that is a little bit more experienced, not someone that is 22, 23. You can't even have a conversation with, that's like the mindset is just a little bit different.
Well, I'm gonna say this point to your point before Ayindei, because I know he has something to say. But like,
I'm gonna tell her a secret.
Realistically, I would much rather get a woman that I can teach, right? Even if you don't know yourself or anything like that, I want to be able to educate you on some shit. Because realistically, that makes me feel a lot more. It adds to that fulfillment factor. Because not only am I a leader to you, but I'm also a teacher to you as well. And you can also help. You can follow me in what it is that I'm talking about. Because that's
one way. You can do that as a 35-year-old woman. You're always learning.
But most 35-year-old women, they already kind of have their ways you set. You see what I'm saying? So even if most women, listen, I've been with 35 years. I'm gonna just be real with you, man. All right, this is my experience. It's like you can tell them what's up, but like they also, it's not that they don't listen, but there's that back and forth. There's that wall that you got to break through first before she can come on board. So what I'm saying is like most guys, they will rather deal with like share your 25-year-old self. They didn't know what the hell was going on. I guarantee you would have benefited from a man who knew direction and can teach you some stuff. Versus now, you would still get that benefit, but based off of your experiences, you're gonna pull up a wall that he's gonna have to fucking sledge through to he's not gonna come on board. Exactly. Go ahead, Ayindei.
Breaking down that wall.
And you know what? What I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna start telling all men that I'm 24. How about that?
No, all you gotta what you gotta start doing is all you gotta start doing is just saying. All you gotta start doing is just saying yes. That's it. That's it. No matter whatever man comes into your life, just gotta say yes. Even if you know what it is, or you think you know what it is that's supposed to get done, just let him have it. I know some women who know more than do that they're dealing with right now, but they sit back and play stupid. Oh, honey, you go ahead and do that. Oh, because they know how to play the game with the dude.
That's what they have to do.
They know how to
play
exactly. They know how to play the ego, because that's essentially what it is.
Right.
You're feeding the male ego.
So
you gotta learn as a 35-year-old woman. You gotta learn how to play with another man's ego. So that's the only way that's gonna work. But go ahead, Ayindei.
Let me tell you something. I was gonna say every lady grab a pen, but you know what? Every human grab a pen. You got a motherfucking pulse, grab a pen. I'm about to take him to school real quick. All right. Let me tell you something. The people that are in power, they understand that knowledge is power. Understanding is power. You want to control something and manipulate something, you need to understand it on its base level. You know how they enslaved a population? It wasn't by force. How the fuck do you enslave a population that's greater than you? So this feminist movement, there's a reason why it's all up in the universities. There's a reason why feminism is taught to women in the universities. College on a whole is a waste of fucking time. It's there to generate money, get people in debt, and stall them out so that what they're trying to get in life takes longer. And let me tell you why that fucking relationship's up. Because 24 is too old to be training a chick. I don't know if you ever heard the expression, there is no such thing as a good woman till you make her one. I don't care how many women are offended by that. Women are a helpmate to men. Okay? That's what they're there for. That's what God made them for. That's what they're there for. They are helpmate to men. They are to to accommodate a man. They're to complement a man. So when you're dealing with a woman, you need to first have already established yourself. You need to put yourself in a position where you can provide and protect for a woman. And in exchange, she's your companion. She's going to assist you, right? So that means she has to follow your T. So when you get a woman coming out of college, guess what, homeboy? It's already too late. Because they've already indoctrinated her ass with all that man hate shit.
That's
with all
facts.
that patriarchy bullshit.
That is facts.
All these career, first of all, you're talking about, oh, well, I didn't have nothing to bring to the table financially at 25. Well, guess what? When you went out there and got that finances, you also got a lot of masculine traits while earning those finances. Because you had to go and engage in a competitive atmosphere to get it. That makes you combative, okay, and competitive. And men don't want that in their house. They want to go out there and fight the world. They don't want to come home and fight their woman, okay?
Yeah.
So what you have to understand is you not knowing yourself and not finding yourself, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because when you open up the box and you take the device out, it ain't programmed yet. So I'm going to jump up in settings as a man, and I'm going to go ahead and personalize all them settings. I want this like this. I want my scrambled eggs like that. I want this, and I want you like this, with your hair like that. And I want this like this, and I want you customized for me. Now, when you're out there, right? You're out there for those amount of times, guess what you're doing? You wasn't twiddling your thumb for 10 years. You out there dating. That means you were taking on the energy of other men. That means that you coming to me with resentment from other men. You coming to me with experiences, whether they're good or bad, from other men. If you had other men that were better than me, then you're coming to me alpha widowed. Well, your dick ain't as big as this guy did. You ain't as tall as. You didn't make as much money as. You didn't take me to Aruba for my birthday. You didn't, like he did and he did. But if I got you fresh out the box, you wouldn't be comparing me to nothing, because I would have been all you ever had, and you would have been more content with me for that reason. The pair bonding would have been intact. You understand what I'm saying? You women need to cut it out. I'm gonna drop it like it is. Okay? I tell guys all the time, if you want to date women in their 30s, God bless you. Just know that you're dealing with other men's issues. That's what you're dealing with. She ain't coming to you fresh, buddy. So how many times have you heard a woman say, oh, I ain't gonna do that ever again for no man. I ain't never gonna do that, this and that for no man. Also, I'm supposed to commit to somebody that's not gonna do for me what they already did for another motherfucker? Are you crazy? Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a high level of commitment, a high level of motherfucking provision, right? Than the next man did, but you're not gonna give me what you already gave him? You got to be kidding me.
That goes to the imbalance. It's an imbalance.
Right. So you got a woman coming to you, she done already did anal, she already did this, already had kids, already had abortion, already did this, already did that, and I'm supposed to commit to that. What I look like to you? And there's plenty of men out there doing it, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Because men are just working with what's available. They've already lowered and degraded the value of what's out there. And I ain't beating up on women because it's the same thing with men. A lot of you motherfuckers is coming weaker than a motherfucker. A lot of you motherfuckers are coming like a soft banana. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same way. The quality of human has dropped dramatically. And because of that, we all just out here kind of like settling. The problem is that women is over here holding out for this perfect guy, not doing the maths. If you holding out for this guy, guess what? He has access to all the women's. Go look at the analytics from Tinder. Not jumping up on Tinder thinking you're having a good time. You ain't never gonna keep them niggas on Tinder. Because nigga you swiping right on, everybody else swiping right on you too. So you ain't fitting to keep them. You might get a ride on the carousel, but you're not fitting to keep them. That's why you ain't getting a call back. It's not because men ain't shit and they're all liars and they're all taking advantage of me. No, it's because you're outnumbered. You outnumbered and you ain't bringing nothing. You ain't bringing nothing to the table that your female counterparts aren't bringing. And not only that, but like I said previously, y'all coming already programmed. You're coming already programmed, already used, already set in your ways, already bitter about this and bitter about that. And on top of that, your expectation is way through the fucking ceiling. So you want more than you're worth. You want more than you're willing to give. And the problem is, A lot of you can't even work on it. You can't even work on it because it's a time frame thing with women. With men, you can go out there and work on it. Men, you can fall on your face, keep falling on your face. Men can get married, get divorced, get divorce rate, get your kids taken, go bankrupt, and then you can make it all back. And you can do it all over again. Men have that kind of time. Okay? I know guys that have been married 2-3 times, and now they're kind of sort of happy. Or now they said, fuck American women, and they visit Colombia 4 times a year, and they have girlfriends over there that they keep. They just be buying microwaves and shit like that. And she's loyal and committed because he bought a microwave last trip. This trip he bought a 60-something inch TV. And the next time, you know what I'm saying? He gonna put high-speed internet in the house. Who knows? The point is that he finally figured it out, is that I could go elsewhere and get more for less. Why am I breaking my back for these women who have these expectations out of the fucking, the expectations are so unrealistic, and then on top of that, she ain't giving me nothing. She ain't giving me cooperation. She ain't giving me no submission. She ain't giving me youth. What is she giving me? She ain't giving me no anonymity. She ain't giving me no exclusivity. She don't got nothing left to give is my point. And the best thing she can give is what he was saying. The best he can say is what he was saying. She could pretend. She could pretend that she could play dumb. Like, oh, okay, honey. That's the best she could do is act. Just be an actress at this point.
Even some of these girls who are over, like, who are overseas, they kind of already know the game. They know how to play a man's ego. But does that make sense, Cher? Cher, does that make sense though? What he said? Like, does that make sense? How it's not the value-wise? No,
I agree with that point. And again, with my age and experience, I've learned that men don't care about your expertise. Men don't care about how much money you have. And I do know how to play that game. It took me a while to figure that out. And you talk about, find that woman that is less than 25, you're already used up. Listen.
Especially in this society.
But I disagree with that because that's one of the reasons why I got divorced. So I was a part of that. Get me while I'm fresh out of college. And look at me now. So highly disagree with that.
But that goes to his point because you were fresh out of college. He's
exactly. It was already done.
No. He's talking about before we get indoctrinated.
Hold on. I actually was dating the same guy in college. Well, married the same guy that I was talking to in college. So I am that statistic that you're talking about. Okay.
But
I didn't know myself. I didn't know myself. It doesn't matter. I went to college at 16. I was 16 when I went to college. Yes, I was very young. I did not know myself.
We got hold on, Share, hold that point. One second. We got something from Adriano Valentino from Australia. Holy shit. We got people in Australia listening. Shout out. All right, he's saying girls, even if a man is successful, it's harder for good men to find a good woman because women have more choices. When you find a great guy, keep him. Eliminate the mindset of upgrading or having to do better.
Yeah, because there ain't another better guy waiting. Because if there's a better guy waiting, he could do better than you. That's what y'all don't be realizing. If there's a better guy waiting than your husband or your ex-husband, well, guess what? Then he can get a chick that was never married. Y'all gotta think, man. Y'all gotta think this through. See, the problem is women think that they're the arbiters of men. You think that you determine how men behave and how men value you. That's what I hear from women. They over here throwing out all of these estimates as if they decide for us what's valuable. You over here arguing with me about what's valuable to men. Really? You marrying chicks? You marrying chicks?
I'm not arguing with you about what's. I'm not arguing with you. I'm making
no. I'm saying, but women in general. Women in general. I don't want to hear no woman tell no man what's valuable to men. We don't need you to chime in on that. We know what's valuable to us.
Crystal, what do you think?
I think both sides have some very interesting points. I think women definitely do need to know when to be quiet and just let a man have things. You got to understand how to play into the ego. I think it's just more so knowing what you want in life and figuring out how to get that.
But don't you think it goes hand in hand with the teaching though, that like most young girls are not getting from the older role models? Cher's doing this. What's up, Cher? What you got to rebut to that?
You don't need to teach a woman anything. That
What?
And just like, hold on, you don't need.
What did you just say?
Yes, you don't need to teach a woman anything, and I don't need to teach a man how to do anything. Here's how we eliminate all of the issues. You tell me exactly what your expectations are. Hold on, you tell me what your expectations are. I tell you what my expectations are. If we're not compatible, all right, move on to the next one. I don't need you to try to change me. No. I don't need you to try to change me, and I don't need you to try to change you.
I can't rock with that shit. Wait.
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. If you a woman, hold on. If you looking to be in a long-term relationship, okay, cohabitate or live with a woman that has expectations, you waited too long. That woman's too old. That woman's too indoctrinated. Let me tell you something, fellas. This is for the fellas, right? I don't care. The women ain't got to agree with this. This is for the fellas. I'm gonna give y'all some great advice as far as long-term relationships and cohabitating, and even having children. If you wait until a woman says she's ready to have children, it's too late. If you wait for a woman to say, "When are we getting married? Where's this going?" It's too late. If a woman starts being the one to pressure to get to start living together, or she says she wants to start living together, it's too late. You should be making commitments to women. You should be introducing that into the relationship at a time when she has no expectations. You want a woman when it's all fun and games. When she ain't quote unquote ready for nothing serious. She ain't quote unquote ready to settle down. That's when you get them. That's when you settle their ass down. You get them that direction. Okay, and you create an environment that, you create an environment that opens up these possibilities to them. Where they're like, oh shit, you see what I'm saying? You got to ease it in on them.
Yeah.
Okay, they start staying over your place a little bit more frequently, but they got to earn
and
that.
And you're gonna have more divorce rates. And you're gonna have more people get divorced because of that. Good luck.
You're gonna have more people what? You're gonna get divorced.
What? More people are gonna get divorced because you telling the woman how
she should. No. Share. I feel like more women go. Well, let me use this point. Share. I feel like more women are getting divorced now because no one is teaching them. You know, I think go to your point. No one is teaching women how to be women anymore. But we got a super chat here. Share be that future cougar from Dow, teach them young men how to customize. I don't even know what that means, but I had to read it. Go ahead, Sharon.
You know what? And I pull all the young ones. So yes, I am that cougar.
You prove my point, Cher.
Let me tell you.
Cher, you just proved. Hold on. You just proved my point. Because those women. Let me prove my point because you just did it for me indirectly. You don't even know it. I actually am familiar with the statistics and the numbers. I studied this shit religiously for over a decade, okay? And the women that get married earlier, okay, are far more likely to stay married. Now, when you wait until women start pressuring for marriage, when you wait for women to be so-called ready for marriage, it's not marriage they're interested in. It's a fucking retirement plan. Okay? It's being provided for. I'm tired of working. I'm tired of being a career woman. I'm tired of getting up every day and having to go to work. I'm tired of competing. I'm tired of having to pay my own bills. So what happens is it becomes less about the man. It becomes less about having children. It becomes less about family, commitment, building together. It just simply becomes, bail me out of my bad mistakes. That's why you get them early before they even have a fucking plan. Because nowadays, women, marriage is plan B. Marriage is damage control for women. When you wait for women to want to get married, it's damage control. When you marry them at 20, 21, 22, it's love. It's I'm in love with this motherfucker.
Hold on. Share. We got something for you from we got another one. We got another super chat. It says late relationships are why the population is dropping. Share.
That too.
Really?
This is from the Raven Flow, by the way. Shout out to the Raven Flow. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it.
All right.
So what do you have to say to that?
So I have to say that life isn't perfect. I got married at 23. So I was part of that statistic that he got me early. But stuff happens, and I realized that he wasn't what I wanted, and he realized that, we were incompatible. And you only know that by getting older and having experience. That doesn't necessarily equate to being a bad thing by being late in your 20s or 30s, that doesn't make me lesser of a woman. At that point, I know what I want. And I'm not trying to say that I'm a stubborn woman and I can't learn. So as much as I'm saying, oh, no, I know how to play the game. I do. But because I'm very well educated, yes, no, men don't care about this, I have expectations. And that's why I'm still single. So don't get it twisted. It's not that I don't have options, because I do.
So, but would you say that your expectations are would you say that your, because I was going to ask, would you say that your expectations are the reasons why you're single?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask what
you pulled
I don't know what else to say.
You're right.
You say it's not a bad thing. What you don't understand is it's a bad thing for a female. It's a bad thing for a female to fail in a relationship and then they gotta try to get back on the horse. For your ex-husband, he good, because he can still go out here and get young women in the peak of their value, because being an older dude is attractive, right? And that's my point. So now what I'm trying to say to you is that indoctrination done fucked the whole shit up. It fucked the whole shit up. Now,
that's what we're trying to get around. That's what we're yeah.
Right. Now, you see how you just said, I know how to play the game now? Exactly. And you also said that a man don't need to teach a woman nothing. Let me drop another gem on you. Let me drop another truth bomb on you. When women learn how to play the game themselves, by the time they figure it out, don't no motherfucker want to play with you. Okay? When a man teaches the woman how to play the game, he's interested in playing the game with her. Yeah. And when a man doesn't know how to play the game yet, a woman don't want to play with him because he's inexperienced and they can't win. So the man needs to know how to play the game already. He gotta already know what's up. Just like a woman wants the man to know what a date is, she wants him to introduce her to new experiences, wants her to teach him something, okay? Open up her mind, put her on to something, show her a higher level of vibration. Okay, that's that leadership. That's what women are attracted to. Men are not.
Crystal, you got something to add to that?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. Yeah, because I know you she's chomping at the bit. She ready to say something.
So I wanted to ask her if she doesn't mind sharing. What do you feel like makes you and your ex-husband incompatible? Like to the point of divorce?
Well, the thing is, like you say, when you're a 22-year-old man or a male, you're not really ready to settle down. I'm gonna be honest.
Exactly.
I know 20 and 22, you're really not ready to settle down. So how can you be telling, which is contradictory to what you're saying? Find that woman.
Hold on.
No, it's not.
Hold on. It's not. Ayindei, let me read the super chat real quick. All right. Lazario Hernandez says successful older women like to treat the men they're like they're not valuable or useful, which is the reason most of them are single. Just saying. But go on with your point.
That's not true.
If you back it up, I clearly told guys that they need to be older before they're ready to settle down. So here, what happened was you and your damn husband, your ex-husband, were the same fucking age. That's what happened. You were both in college. His ass wasn't ready to get married. A woman that age is ready to get married. And to answer what the dude said just now in the super chat, what happens is when these women go out there and establish themselves and get all that career and all that shit, they don't respect the man for having that shit because they have it too. Women do not respect equal men. So when women say that shit, it's like you're dooming yourself, because women do not want to be equal to the men they sleep with. Women do not want to be equal to the men they marry. So when women say that, they're shooting themselves in the foot. Women are equal to men, and it's a new day, and feminism, and fuck the patriarchy. Okay, all you're doing is pricing yourself out of the market. Because now the guy that's superior to you is harder to find. Okay? I'm in Mexico right now. And you know what I could do in Mexico with the kind of money that I make? I can marry the most beautiful chica. And she would be cooking and cleaning and making the tacos and everything that I want to do that. For Mr. Moreno. Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. You know why? Because what she makes a year, I could tell her the next time she complains about her boss, I could tell her, listen, you know what? Fuck Padre. Okay? Quit that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And from now on, you just get your nails done, watch fucking novellas, and raise okay? And she would have won the lotto in comparison to all her peers. Okay? because she has a mature, attractive man that makes enough money that she does not have to work. So you women's think that feminism was for you. Feminism was to sabotage you. So feminism was to bring you down.
I don't necessarily think.
But hold on, let me explain what feminism is, because none of y'all do the research. Women kill me. You go to Planned Parenthood and you kill your baby, but you don't know who Margaret Singer is. You follow feminism, okay? But you don't know.
She wanted to exterminate black people. She wanted to exterminate the black race. She didn't like black people.
Women follow all these damn trends. You go and you buy into all of these ideologies, but you never stop to do the research. You never figure out who put them together, who funded them, and why. You don't even know what eugenics means. But
real quick, we got
following a blueprint to a T.
We got one from the Raven Floor. Hold that thought, Ayindei. The current economic state bolsters shares fine self, but biology bolsters men's point. But go ahead. I think that's factual. The Raven Floor. Go ahead. Listen,
this is all about having more taxation into the system. You trick women into working as much and as hard as men, and you accomplish several of their goals at the same damn time. You get all the political control you want because women vote emotionally. Mm-hmm. That's why women don't need to be voting. When you say that, women get all offended. But if you try to have a political conversation with women, it's like having a conversation with children. You know nothing about politics. And I'm not saying that to insult you. What I'm saying is you know nothing about mechanics. You know nothing about these things because you don't have interest in them. Women are not interested in political science. That's why you don't have a general understanding of it, which is why you should not have a voice in it. Just like men don't vote on shit that we don't know about. We ain't voting for the best.
My undergrad degree.
And to add to your point, Ayindei, too, because even just speaking from the business world, is when you have men and women working, that's a natural way of cheapening the labor force. You got to understand. Because before, like, if I can pay, because right now we talk about now, you know how traditional men. Reason why we made it because men were out in workforce and women weren't. But when after World War and all that stuff happened, and corporations realized exactly, they were like, oh wait, we can have men and women working, and we can pay them less. And the government was like, yo, we can collect dual taxes off this motherfucker. Oh, we eating tonight, and it's been that case.
I'm all about not working. I'm all about not working. If a man wants to provide for me,
they tricked you with independence. They sold you independence when women don't want to be independent. And it's independence for men. Any woman that wants to have this argument, listen, men, don't ever have the argument of feminism with women. Because this is the only thing you have to say to end the argument. They don't end the argument here, just walk away. Women are unhappy.
What woman doesn't want to be... Hold on. What woman doesn't want to be taken care of?
Every woman wants to be taken... What? Most women want to be taken care of. And that's his point, though.
Okay, there's a dude named Bernice, right? Now, women smoke cigarettes, right? Women smoke cigarettes nowadays, right? Some 30 or 40 some odd % of nicotine customers are female, right? Do y'all know when that took place and why? Because women didn't always used to smoke cigarettes. That was purely a male practice. It was looked at as something that was not feminine. It was looked at as disgusting, wasn't socially accepted, and women didn't even want to smoke cigarettes. Now, you know why women started smoking cigarettes? Because the cigarette companies said, we're not selling enough cigarettes because so many men are dying from all miscellaneous reasons. If we want to keep these cigarette companies alive, we need more consumers. There were no other consumers other than females. Where are you going to go? You're going to start selling it to children? So they said, well, how can we get women to smoke cigarettes? They have no desire to.
And?
So they hired this dude, So they hired this dude, Bernice, which is, till this day, his fucking Michael Jordan of advertising and marketing. So much of our marketing comes from his concepts, right? And the books that he wrote. Now, this is what the dude did. He went and paid money, right? To a newspaper company, right? To print up a bullshit pseudo article about these independent, empowered women that were smoking cigarettes as a show of their independence, a stand of bravery and womanhood and sisters in arms. And you know what women did? Women did what they always do. They jumped on the bandwagon, okay? They bought into the groupthink because they're very easily to manipulate, and they all started smoking cigarettes just to make a point. Which is why women support feminism in the first place. Women jump behind feminism like they're really downtrodden in this country, yet they have not gone to any of these other countries that are really a patriarchy. But yet they whine and complain the most. We have the most comfortable women with the most amount of options, with the most advantages. But yet they complain more than women that get killed for cheating on their husbands. Women that aren't even allowed to drive. Women that are allowed to come outside alone. Okay? Women that have to be virgins until marriage. But yet the women in the Western world, Australia, Canada, America, you can't get these women to shut the fuck up about injustices that don't exist. But if you actually do the research, hold on, this is how you know women are full of it. They don't actually care about nothing. Because if they actually took the time to go look up on these things, this information has never been hidden. Now, they would realize that, oh shit, men are the ones that are oppressed. Men are the ones that don't have shit fair. Okay? But women are very easy to manipulate. If you tell a woman something's a threat, she'll believe you. If you tell a woman she's being oppressed, she'll believe you. Okay? If you women think that it's men that hold them back, yet men don't make the laws. Was it men that decided? Was it white men that decided that black people couldn't vote? No, it was a government made up of mostly white men. It wasn't white men in general. White men in general don't have no fucking power. Then women say stupid shit that don't make no sense. Like, they exploit women in the workforce. What? Listen, the CEOs may be men, but if majority of the employees are men, then guess who they're exploiting the most? Men. And the men have to be there. The women are choosing to go work and be exploited. The women are choosing to go work and be taxed. Women are choosing to be treated that way when they had the luxury of staying home and men having to bear those burdens, right? So you're being bamboozled is what I'm trying to tell you. You're being tricked and fooled. They encourage y'all to go to college to get useless degrees. That's why y'all carrying all of the damn student loan debt. Because you're going and getting useless degrees just to beat your chest. Just to beat your chest. Just to make a point. So women are feminists just to make a point. They're not actually being oppressed from anything. They're not actually suffering, but they want to be part of something, right? Women are going to college to get useless degrees just to say, I'm educated. I don't need no man. No man can tell me nothing. Okay, well, you're going to spend the rest of your life unhappy. Because you're falling for it. The same way black youth fall for it. Look at our music, all motherfucking self-destructive, okay? White people ain't why black people are where they are. Black people are why black people are where they are, okay? And men aren't why women are where they are. Women are why women are where they are. We make our own decisions, okay? And we making the wrong decisions and blaming the wrong culprit. The problem is that for most people, by the time they realize what happened, it's too late. When you get life in prison, or you get 20, 30 years in prison, by the time you realize you've been bamboozled, young thug, it's too late. When you're a 25-year-old feminist, by the time you realize you've been bamboozled, it's too late. This is why we got so many damn children born out of wedlock. You got all these single mothers and they blaming somebody else. You the goalie, but you blaming somebody else. You blaming somebody else for a man that you had unprotected sex with. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And abortion is child sacrifice. The same child sacrifice they've been doing for thousands of years. See, this is the problem. They be repackaging it. They repackage it and y'all believe it. They told you slavery is over. Slavery is over? Then why you got a social security number? Why you need a passport to travel? Why you got to pay taxes on land you supposedly own?
It's the same thing Kevin Samuels was talking about too. He mentioned this. You guys got to understand. It's when they convinced you with the whole Sex and the City, because he did an episode where he was talking about the Sex and the City ladies. And the lady ended up coming out and saying, "Hey, it turns out we lied just to sell you guys products and feminine products and stuff like that. We wanted to give you guys the impression of independence, and you guys were rocking out, but we actually kind of fucked up." Yep. You guys are consumers.
You know why? Because your biology tells you to collect shit. Why? Because you were the gatherers and men were the hunters. So your biology tells you that things that are bright and colorful and beautiful, get as many of them as you can. That's why you want to buy so many damn shoes and so many damn purses and all this other dumb shit that you don't need more than a couple of, but you over here collecting them because it's in your biology and they're exploiting it. They know that men gonna chase pussy. That's why the restaurant business relies on not only men chasing pussy, but women staying single long enough for that pussy to be chased. Keeping us unmarried is what keeps this economy booming. Keeping women single and quote unquote independent is what keeps consumerism booming. Because if the man was making the money and feeding the household, you would not have 50 pair of shoes.
Men don't like to spend like that. Men don't like to spend like that. I will tell you my past career. I will tell you this. Go finish that point. Finish that point. Because I gotta tell you right now.
I was gonna say that while they're masculizing you know what I'm trying to say. While they're making the women masculine, they're making the men feminine because they done gave us Michael Jordan and got us buying shoes like women. That's what Michael Jordan did for the black community. I don't fuck with them no more.
Facts. Because people kill each other over these shoes.
No, listen. Do the math. 40-year-old black men. If you calculate the money that they spent on fucking sneakers from the age of 13 to 45, you could have bought 4 houses. You could own so much shit in the black community if you spent that money on fucking real estate and infrastructure. But the black community is broke not because of white supremacy, because
$30 billion a year
niggas that was paid to trick you. See, women are tricked by the cast of Sex and the City, by the Nicki Minaj's and the fucking what's this other stupid goofy bitch? You know the bitch. Drugging niggas. Cardi B. Which I don't realize is they're paid. They're paid.
That's a goddess to a lot of these modern women, by the way. Right. That she is the goddess. So even some of the quote unquote small town girls that I talk to, man, I'm telling you, they fucks with Cardi B, and it's scary.
They pay these people to trick us. They pay these bitches to tell y'all to stay single and strong and independent and keep on twerking. And they pay these males to influence us young boys with no fathers to waste our money on sneakers and clothes and chasing women and cars and rims and all this dumb shit, when what we're supposed to be doing is building schools and businesses in our own communities. That's why we don't own shit, because they make sure that our women don't work with us, and they make sure that we misappropriate our funds. Y'all just take
So how do we fix that? So let's talk about how can we fix that shit.
Hold on. We fix that shit by first putting them fathers back in the household. And the fastest way to put fathers back in the household is making stepfatherism an attractive option. And it's women that have the power to do that. Women have the power to reward men that step up and take care of other men's bastard children. So all the coaches out there that's coaching these young boys, right? All these guys out here that's willing to do nonprofits and set up organizations to help these young boys that don't got no direction. Those men need to be rewarded in the community. They should be getting all the groupie pussy. Stop fucking these rappers and these athletes and start fucking these niggas that's building infrastructure in the black community. Stop fucking these niggas that's doing something for our people. Stop fucking these niggas that's exiting the money out of the community, and fuck these niggas that bring the money into the community.
That's 100%.
I'm looking for them. Where they at? No.
They have to find you. They gotta find you, but you gotta make yourself that woman. You gotta make yourself that woman.
Pussy can build the community. Cause pussy is why niggas do what they do. I remember one time they was trying to tell this nigga he was stupid because he put 22-inch rims on his car and all that. How he stupid when his goal is more pussy and he getting more pussy?
Boom.
His goal ain't stupid. He doing what he gotta do to get more pussy. Because that's what the women are rewarded. See, women complain about the state of things, but they reward the motherfuckers that are destroying the community. They reward the people that are ruining the community, and men are doing the same shit. Because when you look up on social media, who's getting all the reward and all the praise? The women that's half naked, twerking it. You see what I'm saying?
And those women don't get wifed up. And that's the other side of the story you guys don't hear. They don't get wifed at all.
They don't.
That too. So what we have to do is we have to have some type of incentive system set up. We incentivizing people to do all the wrong shit. We incentivizing bad behavior. Women over here complaining about their baby daddies, and it just makes one ask, but hold on though, but why you gave him the pussy though? And not only did you give him the pussy, you gave him the greatest honor on the planet. The luxury of reproducing. You let a motherfucker that you think is flawed make a copy?
So now we have a bunch of ain't shit niggas out here. That's the problem. We're replicating those exact same thing.
No, let me ask you something. Share, you educated. Have you ever heard of the R reproductive strategy versus the X reproductive strategy? These are two main reproductive strategies that we find in the animal kingdom. And one of them is akin to what you would see in, say, rodents. Rodents take a very short period of time to grow to maturity. They breed non-selectively. They just breed whoever closest to them. And then they have a bunch of babies that are expendable because most of those babies are going to die. They're going to get eaten by larger predators. And what do they eat? They eat very easy to find food like grass and shrubs and shit that you can find anywhere that takes no effort. So they reproduce really quickly. Their life cycles are quick. They're born, they grow up, they fuck, they have babies, and all they do is just eat the whole time. They eat and breed, right? So that's what we would call, right, our useless breeders. Then you have the other reproductive strategies that you would observe in, say, apex predators, more advanced mammals like wolves, right? They take much longer to grow to maturity. They're far more selective in mates. They mate with the alphas, right? And they invest more into their offspring. And they are very unlikely to die. They have less offspring, but their offspring is more likely to survive to adulthood. Now, we have human beings that are practicing both of these reproductive strategies. Now, who's over here fucking like rodents? Lower income, low educated people.
Facts.
As soon as they 16, they're already having babies. They have a bunch of them from any random partner, and the babies are likely to die or go to prison.
Then by the way, go ahead.
Right. Then you look at the upper class folk, right? They take longer to come into their maturity. They take longer and more selective about finding their mates. They marry first before having children, and they invest far more into their offspring. The point I'm making is our community, the Black community primarily, we are using the wrong reproductive strategy. We fucking like rats. We fucking like rabbits. We gotta be like wolves, lions.
And you got to understand, just to add to this point, a lot of when we want to talk about like the even on the weight side, for a lot of women, it's keeping them single. A lot of guys that when women shoot back with the rebuttal, like, oh well, guys like him curvy and whatnot, it's the lower value guys that do that. By the way, the lower value guys who don't have anything going for themselves. Yeah, I like a woman who's thick. I like a woman who's this and that. Versus the guys who like us. I'm gonna hold you. I go to the gym, so I'm gonna hold you accountable. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Bernard Carter says, thank you for the super chat. He says, hey, I'm 28, got married at 24. My wife is 2 years older than me, but the reason why my relationship is working is because I had a plan and my wife was willing to follow my lead.
He's the exception.
Donation.
He's the exception.
Come on, Cher. Come on.
Good job.
Come on,
he
Cher.
is the exception.
Come on, girl.
He just said it. He knew what he wanted. Difference.
Well, I think the exception is that the woman followed. I don't think the exception is that he knew what he wanted. I think a lot of guys that get married know what they want. The exception is the woman followed.
Facts.
That's
facts. CK, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Fellas, when you choose a woman, see how she treats her father. That will tell you how she will treat you. This is why daughters from single houses have trouble in marriage. What do you think about that, ladies?
I mean, yeah, I think that's some good advice, because I always tell people, like, on a woman's side, always look at how a man treats his mother. That's going to tell you a lot about how he's going to treat you. Personally, for me, I didn't grow up with my father, but however, I grew up with my stepfather, and he was there since I was a child. And he treated me better than the way he treated my brothers. Like, till this day, my stepdad will get me whatever I want. Like, he's instilled a lot of values, instilled like a lot of, he just really cared for me. He did a lot. Like, he is my father. And I think because I had a good relationship with him and a lot of good relationships with the men in my family, it allows me to be able to go outside and be able to have good relationships with men and women outside.
I think that's very valid. However, I didn't grow up with my father. I did have a stepfather as well.
Okay.
But I honestly think, now I'm gonna be 100 with you guys. Okay. There are parts of that's really important in terms of having that father figure to teach you what's right, because honestly, I think that kind of affected me in some of my relationships and some of the men that I've chosen to date. If I knew, not saying that I don't know, but having that father figure to be like, look, this is how you should be treated. And if you're not treated like this, don't even waste your time. You know, I have female friends that are like, I'm like, how are you so strong? And it's because they came from those family backgrounds of what they say, oh, I don't expect that because my dad raised me, so I don't even tolerate it. So because I didn't have that, I seem to tolerate stuff that I shouldn't have tolerated